Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another tarot tea time. Hi, Beth. How's it going? How did everybody fare after that big Cancer full moon that we had a couple days ago? Lots of feels to end this year. And it seems like we weren't the only ones feeling all the feels because the news today, the celebrity stories that we're going to be doing some tarot tea spilling on, it's intense, okay? So just buckle up, you guys. If you are here for the tea, you're not gonna be disappointed because we have some insane stories that we're gonna get into. Hi, Voices of Davis. How was everybody's holiday? Did you guys have a good time? Are you feeling rested? Are you ready for the new year? Are you feeling just like how are we feeling? How's it going? Oh, let's see. I just had to tell Lawyer Moog that I can hear our dog messing stuff up in there. So, ready for 2023 to come to a close, ready for 2024. But I'm just kidding. It's been a wild time. But okay. Hi, Sage Moon. Okay, guys, let's spill some of this tea because it's a little wild. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Oh, my Lord. We are going to start with one of the biggest stories, right? This has been everywhere. Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Wow, where to begin? We're gonna start with the true crime tarot tea. Let's just get the hot piping tea out of the way. She was released today from prison after serving a sentence. Now, the whole situation is very confusing. It is very sad, right? There was like a lot that has gone on. If you guys have followed this story, I think that like just about every single, um, podcast that I listen to has talked about this story. Everybody's just been kind of on edge just to see, like, what is her next chapter going to be? Where like, what's her mindset? The story is just so dramatic. So for anybody who doesn't know anything about this case, I actually didn't know about it until I heard, them talking about it on the Canceled podcast. So here's kind of in a nutshell. Gypsy Rose, she grew up with her mother who had Munchausen. Oh my gosh, horrible. Basically, her mother convinced her that she was ill, that she had all of these diseases. She couldn't even walk, really played a lot of mind games with this poor girl. And, just this innocent child who grew up thinking that she was sick. Really, it stole her childhood from her. So, this is what she experienced. Then she ended up meeting a guy online. They had a relationship, and he murdered her mother while she was in the other room. So it's this whole thing. Like I said, you guys can look it up if you want, like all the details of the case, but she was released today. And let's see what the tarot tea is here, because some people have been saying that, she planned all of this out and like took advantage of her boyfriend at the time because he's serving a life sentence. Other people have said she was just a very wounded person. Now, I think it's probably far more complicated than we could ever imagine, but I figured we could do a little tarot reading on it. I don't often do true crime tarot tea, but I thought this would be a good one to test the waters with. So let me know what y'all think. All right, so let's see our first true crime tarot tea. Gypsy Rose. So let's see what happened. Let's see if we can get a reading on what happened, like what her motivation was, all of that stuff. Oh man. And again, who knows what's going to come through. This is kind of a heavy one. But tis the Capricorn season. Tis the season to be heavy. All right, let's see. Getting the cards already. Sage Moon says yes, such a heartbreaking story. It really is. She was abused and it sounds like she snapped, right? Exactly. I think there's a lot of nuance when abuse is involved. Sage Moon, very well said. Very well said. It's like you're so torn because you hear the story and you're like, you would totally see why she would, do what she did. And then you're like, but but in a society, we can't do that to each other. So it's like, it's very, it's very complex. So I think most people are happy to see her out. She's served her time. She's done her time. Um, Jay Chalice, 3. I made my first session from the beginning. All right. Welcome, Jay Chalice. That's amazing. Happy to have you here. Okay, let's see. Penny D with her Scorpio moon agrees. Oh well, a card just flew. We're gonna take that. Whoa, with the cards. You know what though? I would expect the cards to be flying. Okay, with this story. The first card we have is Temperance. This is about balance. This is about not making rash decisions. So I am this is kind of wild, but I'm interpreting this as almost like kind of the meaning behind this is so okay. I'm just these are just my opinions, but the meaning behind what went happen, like what happened as a whole, why this story is in the media. The messaging overall, like spiritual message, is about temperance. It's about finding the middle path and about like accepting the difficult things in our lives and having this temperate approach of staying balanced and staying strong in our mindset, because when we are out of balance or when anything is out of balance, this is when really bad things can happen. So this is just a message of staying balanced no matter what's going on. Wow, intense. Okay, so let's see what happened when let's go back in time a little bit. When this whole thing occurred, let's pull a couple of cards to see about, Gypsy Rose's boyfriend at the time. I know a lot of people are curious about his motivation. Was it really altruistic, or did he also have mental health issues, or was it a combination? Let's pull a card on his energy first, and then we'll pull a card on her energy. Okay, let's see. Okay, the energy of her boyfriend at the time, the person who is still in prison to this day. Oh, okay. We have the 3 of Cups. This is my threes a crowd card. Wow. Okay. So the 3 of Cups, this can be about when you're in like a romantic situation, sometimes this card can read as like cheating. Okay. Now, I don't think this is cheating in this case, but it still has that feeling of three's a crowd, of there's one person who's ruining everything. So, which honestly makes so much sense, right? So I think that his motivation was that he felt like everything could be perfect if Gypsy Rose's mother wasn't in the way. So his motivation was to remove her, because it was about their happiness. It was like, yeah, three's a crowd. This isn't gonna work. She is stealing the cups. The cups are obviously like the emotions, the positive feelings, the depth of emotion. She's ruining it. So she has to be removed. That was the motivation, which I think that totally makes sense. And again, Spirit's advice was to be temperate, to make decisions that are sound. And this is also a card that I get a lot for advice when it comes to like solving a problem, because so often, I do think that like spirit has obviously a lot of empathy for the things that we go through. And this card is about a reminder though to like almost, even though you're going through something, be sure that you don't then shoot yourself in the foot by making your situation worse through acting rash, through not being temperate and balanced in the way that you move through it. Right. So, anyway, interesting that this came out first. Then to clarify, he felt like the mother was in the way. 3 was a crowd. Okay. And then what about Gypsy? What was her? And then we'll do a couple cards on her future. Hopefully, we can get something positive to kind of help, turn this into something just a little bit to end it on a more positive note, because the energy feels very sad, obviously. Feels very, very dark and sad. How long did she serve? I believe she served 80% of her sentence. I'm trying to remember how many years. I don't remember the exact number of years that she served. If anybody knows that, would you mind dropping that in our comments, in the messages? That would be interesting to know. Okay. What was Gypsy's motivation at the time? And then I am going to pull a card to represent the mother's energy. I know it's a little weird, but I just feel like it would be interesting to see what comes through. Okay. Gypsy's energy at the time. Page of Wands. Wow. Ready for a fresh start, ready for a new future. Oh my gosh. And when you see this card along with that like advice card of temperance, it's like this feeling of, if she only would have moved forward in a way that didn't involve this whole scenario. Um, could she have moved forward, with careful planning and maybe built a life with her boyfriend and, he wouldn't be in prison and she wouldn't have had to serve all that time. So what's interesting though is that this isn't a card of malice. There's no real like ill intent. It's not an evil card by any means, but this card is simply talking about how she was ready for a new start. The Page of Wands, passion, energy, excitement. Like she finally felt this is so sad actually. Oh my gosh, this is gonna make me cry. Uh she finally felt like she had hope and the opportunity to experience this joy and, wands, it's passion. It's like what gets us up in the morning out of bed and what brings energy to our lives. It's the energy of Mars that pushes us forward. Um, Energy of Jupiter, gifts, luck. It's like it's so positive. And so she felt like she had that for the first time in her life. And Paige is just this new beginning. So it was just motivated by this. And then he was like, well, we need to get her out of the way. And there was just no balance in the approach, which, wow, that is really, really sad. Honestly, that is really, really sad. Okay. Wow. Jay Chalice, 8 years. Beth, eight. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Jay Chalice. Sage Moon says, yeah, I feel like most people will judge her in her process of healing after being released or as time passes, mainly because people can't picture themselves in the same position of trauma recovery. Vers- Very interesting. Yeah, I think that it is so important. Sage Moon, thank you for bringing that up. It is so important, right, for all of us to have compassion. And just because we don't agree with how somebody else is healing or how somebody else is doing something, it's like you don't have to be around them while they're doing that. Like, we don't have to be your best friend. But I do think, holding others in a space of like kindness in our hearts and not trying to judge them so harshly is helpful for ourselves as well as others, right? Just like kind of suspending judgment, temperance, us being temperate as well in the way that we view other people. Because what she went through was truly horrific. I don't know that many of us could imagine that, but I don't know. You guys out there watching, somebody could have been through something similar, right? So, anyway, just sending love to her. Let's just send some love. Okay, let's carry on. Let's see. What about the energy? Let's just see if there's a card that could represent her mother, who obviously had severe mental illness and did evil things. You can't really get around that. That was very evil. Let's just see if we can get a card that represents Gypsy Rose's mother. What the heck? Okay, that was super weird and kind of creeped me out. Oh my God. Well, when the cards are flying, I'm going to call in the Archangel Michael. That was a little creepy. I do not like that, guys. That's pretty spooky. Here's what happened. Wow. All right. The bizarre. The motivation was money. She was motivated by money. And I do know that like they got donations and the Habitat for Humanity home, all that stuff. So her main motivation was money, glory, power, winning, Ace of Pentacles. Okay. The Emperor card also came out. This is so creepy, you guys. I have goosebumps. This is about power and control. Clearly, the mother lived and existed to control Gypsy. This was what she did. She was her emperor, her judge, her jury, her captor. Um, very scary energy. And then there was a lot of Five of Swords energy, deception, and lies, betrayal, all of the things that we know that were going on. This is covert manipulation. Five of Swords. I've told you guys this before. I really don't like this card. Whenever I pull this card, it gives me such bad energy because it's just all of those things that are underhanded, negative, sneaky, and to be honest, just malintentioned. I mean, someone truly plotting for someone else, to get what they need out of someone else. This is just, it's so deceitful. And then the motivation as well. We have Five of Wands, competition. This is bizarre, and this is all allegedly for entertainment purposes only as I read these cards, of course. But The 5 of Wands, this is about competition. So I think originally, people will say different things about where this comes from, and I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, so I don't know. But from the tarot T reading, the core motivation of her even doing this, beginning this Munchausen, thing that she had with her daughter was because of competition. She didn't want her daughter to compete with her. She felt like her daughter was going to somehow be better than her or outshine her. This is very sick energy, obviously. Um, but yeah, 5 of Wands. So the solution that she came up with for her daughter to never become someone who could outshine her was we went from 5 of Wands to 5 of Swords, was to plot and plan to keep her under control and then benefit and profit from her daughter being fake sick, basically. Getting gifts, sympathy, empathy from others, attention, money, all that stuff. So, wow. Okay. We are going to close this energy out now because, to be honest with you, the fact that all the cards flew like that, and then the way the cards that fell out were just so, it's a very dark energy. So, we're going to close it out. We're going to go ahead and just say, okay, thank you for that, spirit. Please surround us all with just white light and the Archangel Michael to come in and keep all negativity out of, my space. If anybody's space watching, let's just go ahead and cleanse the energy. Let's move on to another story. But I would love to know what you guys think. Because wow, that's pretty wild. Hi, Ashani. Oh my gosh, good to see you. Oh, wait, there's room that Taeyun and Jenny broke up. Is it true or just some rumors? Okay, Ashani, I'm going to add that to the list. I started doing this new thing, Ashani, where I put anybody who wants to request during, I will just write it down on my list so that I don't skip it. And then we can hit all of our stories. So Taeyun and Jenny broke up. True or false? Okay. All righty. So that was that on that. All right. Next story, guys. We're going to lighten it up a little bit. Okay. Our next story is about Hailey and Justin. Now, okay. Is this really a thing, or is it just something that like people are going to keep circulating that they're having issues? It's like every few months this comes out. But apparently something that Hailey posted the other day was it kind of just set some people off. People were like, this is very cryptic. She talked about being alone. People said that allegedly she cut Justin out of the photo. She put this on her Instagram stories, and it was giving very like, I'm maybe trying to make my man jealous, or she was kind of like, when I'm alone, like I'm having fun and like all this stuff. And was it just a silly post, or is she being a little passive aggressive, or is she letting people in on the fact that, maybe she's not quite so happy? Is she also trying to let Justin know that, hey, I'm going to start posting stuff like this and like let people know that I'm not happy? Kind of like a rebellious type of energy. So let's see what's going on with them. Was she just being cheeky, or did she post this because she was upset? Is that something that she does? Fans also said that they thought it was odd that Hailey's been posting less of Justin. That's all in this Sun article. So interesting. Get a little sip of my tarot tea, but I don't know. This couple, they sometimes I read for them and they're like very happy, and then sometimes I read for them and it's like just they're not on the same page. So it'll be interesting to see. Beth says yes. The mother was very ill mentally for sure, but also spiritually. Yeah, I agree with that, Beth. Definitely. Oof. It's very spooky, huh? Okay. So let's see. Justin and Hailey. Is this just another rumor? Is this just another thing where people are reaching and she's just being cheeky or silly in her posts? Or is this one of those things where there is a little bit of a shred of truth in every joke or in every little post that someone makes? So let's see. At this moment in time, how are Hailey and Justin doing? Let's say at the time of the post, because like, what if they had a little fight and then they made up? So let's just see. At the time of that post, is there any truth to this Sun article? Were Hailey and Justin having any relationship difficulties? Let's see. Beth says, I think Hailey is mentally immature for her age and does things to get attention. Beth, that sounds I could totally see that. I could totally see that. Like maybe the post was just to like get his attention and like get people talking. Mhm. Yeah, because if you're really upset with someone, like, wouldn't you just talk to them, not like do passive aggressive posting? Maybe a better strategy. Okay. Haley's energy at the time of that post. Haley's energy. Ooh, yikes. Okay. The death card. Guys, uh, this is about an ending with the hope of a new beginning. Oh my God. Let's get a clarifier. I did not expect that. And right on time, Gigi says, I think they both won out right when I pulled the death card. Gigi, your intuition. Gigi's intuition, spot on. Oh my gosh. Penny said, I think she wants out. Penny, Scorpio moon. The spidey senses. Sage moon agrees. Oh my God, you guys. Well, the death card would 1000% be in alignment with that. Let's get a clarifier on that death card because it's major arcana. It's such a bold statement. Ooh, okay. I'm getting goosebumps now. We're tapping into something. The world. Guys, 1000% ready for changes. The death card, an ending because she's ready for a big change. I think y'all are 1000% right that she wants out. Let's get actually, we don't need to clarify that. That's what that means. She allegedly for entertainment purposes only, she is ready to end the relationship and move on. She wants things to change in her life. The world card is about like her world, her life. So it's not just about her relationship, it's like everything. And I feel like when someone gets to that point, it's just the relationship isn't working. It's like she doesn't like the way that they live. She doesn't like the way that like anything, the way that she has to operate on a day-to-day basis. Like it's feeling like she just wants to end the current lifestyle, the current state of affairs. She's ready to completely start anew. She wants things to shift. Wow. I believe she's a Sagittarius sun and Venus enters Sagittarius tomorrow. So, she's going to be feeling herself even more when Venus enters Sagittarius starting tomorrow. When, Venus is conjunct your sun, it's like a very positive time where you are glowing, you're in the spotlight. So, it definitely is something that could give her an extra boost if she's wanting to walk away, where she may be willing to say, "Okay, enough is enough. Like, I wanna go and have fun." And if nothing else, he may start to become really jealous. So let's see, how does he feel or how did he feel at the time of that post? So she was definitely being passive aggressive and trying to communicate what she feels about really being over it, it sounds like. Dang. Okay, how did he feel at the time? Ace of Wands. My God, you guys, not the Ace of Wands, more interested in her than ever. This is like that old saying, you always want what you can't have. So it's like when they first got together, oh my gosh, guys, this is so wild. When they first got together, it's like I think that he could kind of be, kind of like that take it or leave it kind of energy where he took her for granted. There were even rumors about how at a few times during their relationship, she wasn't the only one because he wasn't willing to commit. And then she would find out. So they had a lot of ups and downs in the beginning. And a lot of it was, him being super non committal and not having this Ace of Wands passion towards her, this single minded focus. Well, it looks like things have shifted because it's like she doesn't care as much anymore. And because she doesn't care as much anymore, he cares the most. Which is not like a healthy, loving relationship in my opinion. In my opinion, like real love is like no drama for the most part. You're gonna have obviously like disagreements from time to time, but it's like you're not doing this push pull, this energy of like, if I run away, you'll chase me. And then because that's more like that kind of getting like an immature high off of the drama, which isn't the same thing as love. But I feel like that's what they're experiencing right now. So He apparently is pursuing her even more. As he pursues her more, she becomes more and more disinterested. Oh my God. Could he be about to experience a heartbreak? Oh no. Let's see. What are you guys saying here? Stage one, end of a cycle. Hmm. Big time, right? I mean, death card and the world card, like, could spirits say it any more plainly? It's like, this is what's happening. So the energy is very like it's getting very obvious. They can't stay this way forever, can they? Beth says, well, I hope she doesn't think she and Kendall will hook up because Kendall has it bad for Justin. Ooh, Beth. Okay. Gigi's energy feels very low. That's sad. It does. Leading with the wands again. Beth. Leading with the wands. That's hilarious. Okay, so let's see. Let's do a past, present, future for them because now that we know their emotions, clearly this picture is, gosh, just like worst case scenario, to be honest. Um, let's see what the future holds for them. Let's do a quick past, present, future. And this is all allegedly for entertainment purposes only as we dig into their personal life. In the past, when they first kind of got together, what was the vibe? What was the energy between the two? Six of Pentacles. Aw, okay. This is like bringing each other gifts. This is looking on the bright side. This is physically bringing gifts, like doing things for each other, like buying presents. And, Six of Pentacles is also kind of like a past life energy, showing that like it's very easy. They fit together very easily. And if you look at their family histories, just a side note, you can see how, for better or worse, they do kind of fit together. Like, Hailey grew up, I think, really having to be a caretaker. I think she went through a lot growing up, emotionally, having to be there for her family members who had addiction issues, things like that. I think Justin experienced things like that. So maybe there was some codependence, but the energy was very much about it being like an easy fit, like something that comes naturally to both of them. They recognized each other, right? But as you grow, sometimes you grow out of that, especially if the patterns are more negative and you start to heal. So, okay, that was the past. It was an easy fit at one time. What about in the present? About in the present, we already kind of got that, but I'm curious to see what comes through. So we already read their feelings, but let's see like what the present situation is. Like, have they communicated these feelings to each other? Is this something that's just kind of passive aggressively, going on with little posts and stuff? Like, what's the current state of the union for these two? Okay, what? Beth, big rumors that Justin is the baby daddy of Kendall's baby. Beth, explain yourself. What? Everybody's like, huh? What? Poor Beth. We're all like, holy smokes. Oh, Beth, are you talking about Courtney? Because I think I saw that rumor too. That's so funny. Okay. In the present, the current state of their relationship. Queen of Cups. Wow. Okay. So the way that they have communicated to each other and the way that like they appear to like friends and family, this is very bizarre, but it's Queen of Cups energy. So it's actually like they are presenting to each other as very like emotionally mature and positive. But the reason I think this is happening is because it's almost like their relationship works more smoothly when she's disinterested and he is trying to like chase her. So it's almost like seems more balanced even though it's not, if that makes sense. Um Also, I think the way that they're acting like around their friends and the way that they're communicating with each other, it's very much like trying to be emotionally mature. This is my card of emotional maturity. So again, they might be coming across as like the most mature they ever have to one another. Like maybe their conversations are going really well. Like here's an example of how this could play out. Maybe in the past, Haley was like always getting mad at Justin because he wouldn't, text her and he would go stay out late at night, allegedly, for example. And when this was going on, she would maybe call him like 50 times in a row or something, seeming really emotionally immature. And at that same time, he would get really mad and like annoyed with her, also coming across as emotionally immature. Well, now the scenario has shifted to where if he goes out all night, she's not gonna call him 50 times. She's just gonna go to bed and not care. And because of this, he's not gonna stay out all night. He's gonna be at home because he has that, Ace of Wands happening, and he actually is pursuing her now. So it's looking more healthy from the outside, but in reality, it's just there's been like a shift where one is now disinterested. So there's like a lack of passion. Um, it's more about like healing those patterns, to be honest. It's like they're not in like a healthy pattern. It's like it's giving that pursuer distancer, or like what do they call it, where one person is anxiously attached and one person is like avoidant. Like I would say she would be the anxious and he would be the avoidant. And so it used to look really chaotic. It doesn't look like that anymore, but it's not because of healing. It's just because like the dynamic is different and unhealthy in a different way. Anyway, I hope that made sense, but it's kind of an intense, it's an intense, it's an intense energy. Okay, what do you guys think? Penny, he's way too much work and I'm a nurturer. Hilarious. Hilarious. I'm with you on that, Penny. Yeah. Okay. Voice of Davis. Yes, I will. Ooh, that's a good question. Okay. What about in the future? And then we're going to move on from these two. Okay, Courtney. Sorry, I meant Courtney. Yeah. There's a photo and everyone is comparing the baby to Justin. Oh my gosh, Beth. Should we ask? Let's ask the cards. Okay, let's see their future and then let's ask the cards. Beth, that's so funny though. I like that. You stirred us up for a second. Beth likes to keep it spicy, keep it interesting. She's like, Kendall had a baby. We're like, what? Beth keeps us on our toes. Okay. In the future for the two of them, and this will just be like the next 6 months. And when I say the future, I mean like not their feelings necessarily, but like outwardly. I'm looking to see if there's like going to be an announcement or like a divorce or whatever, allegedly, for entertainment purposes. Let's pull one of those. Two of Swords. Oh my gosh, an impasse. So yeah, and this is just the next 6 months. That doesn't mean like in a year things aren't going to shift, but this is the energy of not making a decision. So I do think that they're going to continue on in this manner for at least the next 6 months. And it's the energy of like indecision, not making any definite choices. So I do think that if we look under the hood of the relationship, we've kind of exposed the feelings going on, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be making a change. They're going to be staying in that presenting as Queen of Cups energy, I think, for at least the next 6 months, because neither of them really know what they want to do next, or like neither of them have decided what would be better than where they're at currently. You know what I mean? So they're just kind of like not happy, but they don't really want to make a change, and that's mutual. Yikes. Okay, well, that was the tarot tea on that. Oh my gosh. Ugh, that was like wishing them the best. Holy smokes. I hope they both find happiness because that's just not good. All right, let's see. Penny says, I heard Jessica Biel's in the same boat wanting out. Can you imagine? I would. Yeah, that's the whole thing with Justin Timberlake is the Justins. The Justins are having a bad era. Shout out to Justins. Penny, they don't believe in divorce. Well, then there you go. Well, then I guess they're going to stay in that Two of Swords. Gigi, if he's treated her that way in public, I can't imagine what it's like in private, right? That's always the worry, isn't it? Sage Moon, good for her. I think they're both emotionally immature and mirrors of each other. Ah, that's such a good point, Sage Moon. In that sense, because all of those moments of how he's treated her caught on camera are wild. Yes, 1000%. Ah, you guys, so astute as always with the good points. Okay, so let's just pull a card. Let's get a little spicy and pull a card to see if there's any truth at all to the rumors that Justin is actually Courtney's baby's father. Now, I will say this before we pull a card. It's pretty interesting how Justin has kind of been taken into the Kardashian fold. Um, hmm, that's interesting because it does feel sometimes like he's almost a member of their family. Oh my gosh. And it's because he is now. Okay, let's see. Is Justin the father of Courtney's baby? One of Courtney's babies. I believe it's her second child, right? Rain. I think it's Rain. It's the rumored. Oh. Eight of Pentacles. This is about creating something. Let's get a clarifier. Future. It's not a no. Creating something. The future. Let me get one more. See if we can get a yes or no answer. The Magician. This is the okay, guys, and this is alleged. Oh my gosh, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. The cards, if I were just to read this and I don't know these, if I didn't know these people at all, I would say the answer is yes, because this is so weird too, because this is about creating something, making something into a reality, like creating a baby. The future, Two of Wands, children are our future. It's all like there's a whole thing there. And then the Magician, like, and if you needed any more clarity, the Magician is like creating something or someone. The answer from the cards is yes. That is wild. Like, where do we go from here? Like, that's crazy. Oh my gosh, you guys. Gigi. Oh my God, Gigi. I cannot take it. That comment is hilarious. Definitely put in work. Okay. Dead. I will never get over that. Gigi, that is too funny. Oh my gosh. Oh, that OMG spirit. Yep. Sometimes spirit's like, I'm gonna be spicy and tell you the truth. Chrissy, rumor is that Scott asked for a DNA test and Courtney said no. Oh my gosh. Well, you know what, Chrissy? That wouldn't surprise me given the Magician that we had. I mean, she's like, I don't want to expose the truth. Wouldn't you have to tell? Oh my gosh. You know, the tangled web we weave, and maybe Justin is so close with Kendall because they're more like family members. Like that would actually make sense why she like went on the ski trip and stuff, and why maybe Hailey wouldn't feel threatened. She'd be like, okay, or like maybe would feel a little weird, but like you can't really say anything about it because technically, like she's just a family member. You know what I mean? Oh my god. Anyway, that's wild. All right. Well, sending everybody love and hoping that that all works out well for them because that is crazy. Okay, next story. You guys, I can't take it. I told you the stories were going to be wild this week. All right. Now, the other day, fans have come out basically on TikTok. And the other day, some stories were basically breaking that Taylor Swift actually was working on the song. I don't know if you can say this on YouTube, but you know what I mean? You know which one it was, SLUT. Working on that song with Matty Healy. And the way that this came out, allegedly, and I still we don't really have confirmation of this, like from Taylor's camp or from anybody. It's really just like going around on TikTok and then people have speculated, which is why I wanted to pull some cards on the situation. But the speculation is that essentially some people claimed that they received like a special box that included like, and I don't know if I'm butchering this story, but I think they just like got this box where basically it was sold at Target, some like orange version. Let me know if you guys know about what exactly happened, but they got this box and in the box there was like a typo or something that had been like misprinted, and the misprint was on this song SLUT, and it basically gave Matty Healy a writing credit, and there was an additional lyric that isn't in the current version of the song that's been widely released. Now, I went on Wikipedia and like I was looking around. I looked at the credits for this song. Currently, this song does not mention anyone except for Taylor and like two of her songwriters that she works with regularly. So, like, then people were saying that the version, like the box that contained that information, was sold at Target and it's been pulled from the shelves. So, are they trying to hide this fact that there was a collaboration? And then other people are saying that maybe she wrote this with him recently and that not all of the vault tracks are brand new. I don't know. I mean, it's a whole web. So I wanted to dive into it. Also, if you read the lyrics of that song or if you listen to the song, it's a pretty spicy song. So if she was writing that with Matty Healy in New York, that would also explain, their fling and all that kind of stuff going on there. Like pretty spicy. Okay. What are you guys saying? Liz. Hi, Liz. Good to see you. Liz, I'm glad it was scrappy because no man should be on a song called Yep. That's right, especially him. I just don't like him because of all the comments that he's made, and, I don't think he's a personally, not my cup of tea. I don't like his mindset. I don't think he's a very nice person, so I'm very glad that he's been removed. Gigi, if she could remove any, yeah, I think that she found out pretty quickly, who he really is, and definitely seems like she tried to disassociate herself from him. So it's kind of bizarre that these misprints would come out. Let's just see. Let's just read the situation overall because there are so many moving parts here. I'm very curious just to see like the story that comes through the cards. All right. Chrissy, when they were dating, they were seen in the studio in NYC. Yeah, they were recording like all the time. Okay. Let's see. What went on with this song with Matty Healy? What happened? Ooh, again, right right out of the gate, Spirit's like, "You wanna know? I'll tell you. 7 of Swords." So this is sneakiness again. This is, like, the whole situation that went down when she found out, I think, like, more things about his personality that she hadn't realized before. Because like, when you meet somebody, especially when you're, like, in a dating situation and you don't know someone very well, everybody puts their best foot forward, right? And then he went on that podcast, and that's kind of where a lot of the controversy, people started to talk about him. Then they realized he was making really, negative statements at his concerts, being derogatory towards, minorities, people of color, women, like, just really making statements that were absolutely awful. Um, I think she felt this 7 of Swords energy, like, it snuck up on her, like, she was like, "Wait, what? Like, hold on. I thought you were this person," the person that he was presenting himself as to her on the dates and, being sweet to her, asking her out, like, being funny, all that stuff. It even talks about in that song, that someone is being, like, funny and this and that. And I think she just was she was caught off guard and, like, taken by surprise. And this 7 of Swords energy was just kind of like the way that she felt when she found all that out. Just like, "Wow, I'm glad I know now, but honestly, like, it would have been nice to have never gotten involved because I did not realize that he was this kind of sneaky person who's living almost like a double life. Like, you're gonna present yourself as one person, but you're really kind of another person behind closed doors." So, I do like the fact that she didn't know. Because some people were saying, "Oh, she knew she's being edgy." I don't think that she knew. I don't think that he had shared with her some of his, thoughts that were very, negative and disparaging towards groups of people. So I really think she didn't know that about him. She found out, she felt betrayed. Okay. And then Beth agreed, Brit Matt is not good tea or man. He's not good tea, he's not a good man. Exactly. Yeah, his energy ain't it. It's not. It's not good vibes. All right, we're all in agreement on that. This is not a Matty Healy stan channel. Okay. Um, so that was what happened. Okay, so what did like kind of what unfolded after she found that out about him? Let's see. What unfolded? 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, okay, having to do with work. She obviously was immediately brought into this 7 of Pentacles energy of being like, wow, we've been working on something together. This is like, what am I gonna do? Was he just was he just talking to me? Okay, this is weird. It's like he was presenting himself in a certain way in order to manipulate her so that she would work with him. So I do feel like it was a little bit more thought out on his part than he would even probably like to admit, allegedly. I think that he you know, came over to her, was acting like very nice, almost like a false like giving a false mask because he wanted to work with her. He wanted to raise his profile. This is talking about his motivation with 7 of Pentacles. Also, 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords. That tie-in right there, we're getting 2 sevens. This really, really brings the energy that the reason he was being sneaky, it wasn't to gain her heart or anything. It was to get these pentacles. So, wow. Okay. Yikes. All right, that makes sense. So then I'm guessing it was her who wanted to remove him from the song. Let's see what happened. Yeah, Sage Moon Clout Goblin. Exactly. Exactly. And that was really the motivation, like the whole time. And she realized that. Oh my gosh. Penny says, scrap it. Scrap it. Exactly. King of Pentacles. Okay, cool. I like this. So then she went into King of Pentacles mode. And she was like, I love this so much. So she was like, okay, I realized that he is not the person that he presented himself to be. He was literally just trying to use me for my credentials, to make money, to collab on a song with me, to get into the spotlight more. She put on her King of Pentacles hat, which is power, influence, belief in yourself, and being able to like make decisions. Basically, she was like, I'm the boss. This is my song, my album. I'm not about to let somebody, do this to me. And so she actually made the decision. It wasn't anybody on her team. It wasn't anything other than her being a person who's empowered. And she was like, okay, bye. Like, this is my money. This is my stuff. Like, you're not on it. You're not a part of it. So she went into her little king energy. She was like, you're not coming on this project. I like it. So, okay. So for everybody who is speculating, about what happened, how this happened, I would say yes, allegedly for entertainment purposes, this tea confirms that they did have a collaboration that they had worked on together. There was every intention of releasing the collaboration, but luckily, before they got to the point where they're ready to release the song, Taylor Swift decided to go into her King of Pentacles energy when she realized that he was trying to use her for clout, that he really wasn't that great of a person, that he was in 7 of Swords energy, and she had no problem cutting him off. And the reason that that even exists and was able to make it into some of the fans' boxes, it was not to like do an Easter egg. It was nothing like that. It was truly a mistake because she did not ever have any intention of that getting out. Wow. I wonder who messed that up. Not sabotage. Okay. Dang. Penny D, love that power. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Gigi, she doesn't need him at all. She doesn't. You're right. She doesn't. And I think that he realized that he had been outwomaned. Okay. Okay. So best of luck to you, Matty Healy. Not really. Adios. And Taylor Swift, you continue to reign supreme. Love you. Okay. Moving on. Now, this is our final story. And oh, I just want to give you guys a little closer look. So here is Ethan Slater and Ariana Grande. They were spotted out in New York, actually having dinner with her dad, and they'd just been to a Broadway show. Word on the street is she's been supporting Ethan, in all of his performances, projects. She also announced that she is going to be coming out with a new album in 2024. People are obviously excited about that. We're all anticipating, like, what will the songs be like? Will it be successful? As Voice of Davis asked, like, we're all kind of wondering the same things, right? She also has Wicked, the movie coming out. I watched one of those videos by Sloan. We always talk about him on this channel because we just love his deep dives. Well, I watched one of his videos before I hopped on here with you guys, and basically he did a deep dive into Ariana and some of like the rumors that have been going on. And people have been saying that they're concerned about her, allegedly for entertainment purposes, that she's been looking like maybe she, you know, could be taking some recreational type of substances. Other people have been saying that people who work on the Wicked movie have been frustrated with her because she has been, allegedly getting plastic surgery done. So she doesn't even look the same from when the movie started for any like reshoots. She's looking very different. Like, overall, the rumors out there are just that people are very concerned about her, about this relationship, about her mental health and her mindset. I do think it's a very positive thing though that she has projects that she's announced in 2024 that can, that can help keep a person focused on themselves and maybe away from toxic situations. But let's do a little reading and kind of see what's going on with them because they are insisting that they are happy and in love. And certainly their PR team is putting out those stories, trying to get everybody to, see them as a real couple and forget about how it started. So take a sip of my tarot tea first, but right, Beth? Yeah, a lot of people are very concerned about her not looking healthy. Yeah, I gotta say, she doesn't seem to have that Ariana, energy, that glow, that spark. And if she's going through something, maybe health wise or whatever, like obviously we're not gonna judge her for that, but I think the concern is that this has to do with more of, like, her making certain choices and maybe her relationship isn't healthy, things like that. So, Sage Moon, Ari scandal kinda ruined her lure for me. I don't think I'll listen to the album. Sage Moon, I respect that, and I gotta say, like, am I excited for her to have new stuff out? Yes, a part of me is, but I also feel like kinda like what you just said about how it's like the allure is gone. Like, I say that I'm excited because I'm thinking of the old Ariana, but, like, yeah, it's like I feel like I almost can't relate to her anymore. I know that sounds kinda silly, but I feel like I can't relate to her anymore. Like, before, I just thought she was, like, this talented singer, like, great dresser, like, a sweet girl. Now, yeah, it's like I kind of have a pit in my stomach when I think about her, just because of everything that happened with Ethan and his baby and his wife that they've been together since high school. It feels icky, right? So let's see. Let's just see what's going on. Liz, siblings are dating. I love that, Liz. Hilarious. Okay, what are you guys saying? Voice of Davis. I used to be happy for her that she's going to play her dream role, but now I'm not interested in seeing Wicked at all. Right? It's going to feel weird to watch Wicked because like what happened. Like the whole time, I would just be thinking about like the relationship. I wonder if it'll tank or if like people will go to see it just to see like what their chemistry is like on screen. Okay, so before we get into their relationship reading, Voice of Davis, you asked about her album and like if it's going to be doing well, like how will it perform, on the charts. Let's pull that card real quick because that's kind of an easy one, and then we'll dive into the depths of the relationship because I already have a feeling it's going to be a rocky reading. We'll just say that. All right, so Ariana's 2024 album. What can we expect? How will it be received? Let's just see what comes through. 7 of Pentacles, making another appearance. Just that's so funny because Taylor Swift just had this, so work, yeah, she's been working. She's working hard on it currently. Okay, what else? She's working on it. Do we know anything about how it will be received? Just any information that we can get about how that album is gonna come together? What kind of vibe it'll have? Is she gonna talk about Ethan Slater? Is she gonna talk about, like, what kind of songs is she even gonna write, you know? Because she's definitely been through heartbreak, or divorce. She has heavier topics that she's been going through. Let's see. Loneliness, all that stuff. Justice. Whoa, okay. Let me get a clarifier on that. Because is this justice as a theme? Or is this justice as in karma is gonna hit her with this in the form of this album? Get a clarifier. King of Swords. Ooh, okay. Um, this is not great. So here's what we have for her album that's coming out. So she's working really hard on it. She's putting in a lot of time and energy and effort, as one does, right? I'm sure when you work on an album, but also this is talking about how it's like her major focus right now, almost to the exclusion of other things. So even though she's out with Ethan Slater right now, sevens are also about like soul focus. It's about like single-minded focus. It's about spending a lot of time alone as well. So I think that she's been spending a lot of time by herself. I don't think that they've necessarily been spending as much time together as one might think, which is kind of interesting. They probably live together, I'm guessing, but this would be like almost two ships in the night. Like she's working on her stuff, he's working on his stuff. They go out to dinner every once in a while or whatever. But also being in this energy can sometimes drain you if you're putting too much energy into that, not taking care of yourself, all that. So this is kind of like her current state. She's very focused on wanting this album to be a success. It's really important to her. Unfortunately, or whatever, it is what it is kind of thing, I guess. This album is going to be a form of justice. I think that there's going to be a karmic rebalancing with this album release. And in order to know what that will be, we have to know her karma. So I'll just say this, whatever ends up happening, it will be because of something that she's already created for herself. So if it does well, it would be, because she has worked really hard and she's been due a win. Maybe there are things that have gone on behind the scenes that we don't know about where she's due for a win. If it performs really poorly, which I think it will because we have this King of Swords, it's because it's finally time for justice to be served. It's like she's been getting away with things for a long time. I feel even kind of like mean saying this, but it is what it is, right? Karma just it serves it out, serves out whatever justice. It's about reaping what we sow and learning the lessons, right? So she's definitely going to get some sort of um I guess like comeuppance in a way, allegedly. I don't think that the public is gonna receive her very well. I don't think that it's gonna be a super positive thing. I think that a lot of people feel the way that you feel, Sage Moon. Um, I think that this is gonna be kind of a common theme that people are gonna be like King of Swords energy, like cutting her off basically. Not this is being like in your head and the king is like your power. So it's almost like people are going to they're not gonna be as drawn in, and it's her justice. It's because of what she's done. It's finally caught up with her, basically. Dang, that is brutal. I think that she's gonna be going through a period of like a just not a great period. I don't think that her stuff is gonna be performing well at all. Dang. Oh my gosh, yikes. Okay. GG. Yeah, what goes around comes back around 1000%. 1000%. That reminds me of Justin Timberlake, another person who needs his justice. Karma. Mhm. Bingo, bingo, bingo. Voice of Davis, Alexa, play Karma by Taylor Swift. 100%. And also funny because we pulled that 7 of Pentacles, and that's what I just pulled for Taylor. It's all connected. So, okay, let's see. Sage Moon says, same, same. Voice of Davis, I was going to watch Wicked just to see her. And Cynthia Erivo, but now, nah, I'm cool. See, Sage Moon, I think that a lot of people are going to be feeling like that King of Swords energy. Like, I know, like, I can't. It's like trusting your judgment. King of Swords is like cutting things off that are not healthy, not positive. A lot of people are going to be in that vibe. So now let's see about Ethan Slater and Ariana Grande. Let's go ahead and pull from her perspective, only because people are very concerned about her mindset. Some people are even saying she doesn't look healthy. Maybe, like I said, maybe she's doing these recreational substances. Let's just pull some cards to see what comes through for her state in regards to her romantic relationship with Ethan. And also, like, just in general. Let's just see what comes through for her to represent her vibes right now. Ariana Grande. Ruiz, her Christmas song did very well. That's good. I didn't even hear it. Is this a new Christmas song? I was too busy listening to Mariah Carey. Gigi, very concerned. I'm not a fan. Yeah. Right? When even the people who are not fans are concerned, there's a problem. All right. Ariana's energy. Oh, wow. Okay. She, 10 of Wands, a burden. And this is in regards to her relationship. So she feels like the relationship is a burden. Um, Wow. She feels as if, allegedly, for entertainment purposes, she is carrying the entire relationship on her back. And this can happen when, for example, let's say you get into a situation with somebody for them, she basically got into this relationship with him. He divorced his wife or left his wife, and now she feels obligated to see it through. And I think that it's for him, but it's also because she has to like keep up this relationship for appearances, because if they break up, then she knows how that will look. She has to make this work, even so weird, but like even if she doesn't want to, because this 10 of wands is just like an intense burden. Like it feels so heavy. And this is something that she would probably rather walk away from. If she could do that, she would, but she has to keep up appearances. She has to make it work. She also has the burden and the guilt of being the reason for his family breaking up. So now he's your problem. Like that's kind of what's coming through. Oh my gosh. Okay. What else? Sage Moon says, but hey, Alicia Keys came back from her scandal. Maybe in time people will support her again. I know the internet does tend to forget. I think after like a few years, right? Like I could see that Sage Moon, like let a few years pass, let people forget, let some other scandals pop up for other people. If they got married and like had a baby or something, I feel like people would be like, oh, see, it was true love. You know what I mean? So I kind of feel like she's trying to stick it out to shift the perception. Gigi sounds like feeling trapped. It does sound like feeling trapped. It really does. Yeah. It's like a burden. Okay. What else can we get about how she feels about this relationship? Or just how she feels in general about life? Maybe why she's looking in a way that concerns people. Let's see what we get. Allegedly for entertainment purposes, of course. Let's see. The Hermit. Oh man, guys. Yeah, she is in hermit mode right now. She is um yeah, I mean, she's in her head. She is not spending allegedly, she's not spending a lot of time with friends and family. This is separating yourself from other people. This is kind of being in hiding. Another interesting thing that Sloan pointed out in his video was that when she was captured by the paparazzi in those People magazine images, um, the ones that we're seeing here on the screen, behind the scenes, like someone was like filming it, and she was very startled by the paparazzi. And, a point that Sloan made that I thought was interesting was that someone who is very used to paparazzi, this isn't really something that you think would surprise somebody. It's like they would kind of be ready for it, right? Well, she's been in hermit mode. So it's like she, I don't know. This is like someone who's not leaving the house very much. This is someone who isn't going about their regular routine. So I think that she was maybe surprised because, like, maybe she hasn't been going anywhere. Maybe she hasn't been seeing paparazzi. Maybe she's been spending a lot of time by herself. And so it does feel weird now when she goes out because she's like, it's like she's separating herself from society. I don't know. This is sad. This is also what people do when they're feeling really down, really anxious. It's a soul searching energy, dark night of the soul type of energy. Okay, wow. That makes a lot of sense. So, and that's why she's looking the way that she's looking, because it's reflecting her mental state. Allegedly for entertainment purposes, she's not in a good place. Well, man. Okay. So what could come next? Actually, let's get a card for like the advice or something. I don't know. I feel like it's karma. Like she did it to herself, right? But let's just see, like from spirit, like what would the advice be? You know, what would the advice be for her? Like, how could she get out of that energy? Or like, what does she need to do to like change things? I don't know. I just feel like I want to pull that card. How could she like get out of that energy? What? Seven of Pentacles again? This Seven of Pentacles card is just like coming out 1000%. This is about working hard again. So it's like focus on your work, focus on making money, focus on building your own stability. Let's get another card for advice for okay. This one fell, so we'll take it. Wow, not the Taylor Swift cards, 2 in a row. Call Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande. Call Taylor Swift and get advice. But truly, that would be an amazing, that would be probably the best thing she could do. But she needs to take control back of her life, of her finances. Okay, let's get a card to represent Ethan Slater because this looks similar to what we got for Taylor Swift when she was like cutting off Matty Healy. So it's like, is Ethan Slater like a Matty Healy? Is he using her the way that Matty Healy was using Ariana? Because these cards mirror what we pulled for Taylor Swift and Matty Healy. That is very bizarre. And like, what are the odds of that? So what energy represents Ethan Slater? Beth, sad, but I think it's 100% karma. I think so too. Sage Moon is her fall from grace. Wah, wah, wah. Sage Moon is taking no mercy today. I like it, Sage Moon. Sage Moon says, I'm going to just call it like it is. It's true, though. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, right? It's like, if you do bad things, you got to expect that karma is going to come around. And you feel less bad when you think about all the people that she hurt, you know? Like, I hate to see someone in a bad state of mind, but it's also like, come on. How do you think those other people felt? Okay, a card to represent Ethan Slater, his motivation for being in the relationship. Let's just cut to the chase with it. King of Wands, this is passion. This is passion following your dreams. But is that passion about her or passion about the perception or passion about the spotlight? Let's get a clarifier. He feels like the King of Wands right now. 6 of Wands, best friend. Another one. 9 of Cups, making yourself happy. King of Cups. Okay. I was like, I need to know for sure before I interpret this energy. So allegedly for entertainment purposes, he is actually in it because he's passionate about her and about, I think, the status that it brings him, but he is in love with her. I mean, I don't really love that this is what we're getting. Karma's still going to serve up the situation the way that karma does that, but I think that his motivation is actually that he is in love with her. He sees her as a good friend and also 9 of Cups. He feels fulfilled when he's with her. Now, the way that karma plays out, you know, she could end up dumping him, then he'll feel the heartbreak, right? And things rebalance. But I got to tell you guys, he's looking like a person in love who's like, I won the jackpot. She's looking like a person who needs to get the heck away from this. So, what I predict happening is that once enough time passes, I think after Wicked comes out, I'm sure they're hoping to salvage it at the box office. Once that happens, time passes. I think that she will end up breaking up with him and then he will get his heart broken. And then karma will be restored because of the way that he treated his soon to be ex-wife. I don't even know if they filed for divorce. Anyway, yuck, yikes, ew. That's what I have to say about that. Let's see. Gigi, 6 of Wands seems very ego-based. Very ego-based. Let's see. I wonder why they met each other spiritually. Ooh, let's see. Let's see, Gigi. Why did they meet each other? That's such a good question. Yeah, okay, so let's pull one card for the spiritual lesson for Ariana, and then let's pull another card for the spiritual lesson for Ethan, because I think it's for very different reasons. Okay, what was the spiritual lesson for Ariana Grande in meeting and getting into this whole situation with Ethan Slater? What was the spiritual purpose? Page of Cups, an emotional new beginning. Okay, let's get some clarity there. Best friend. Hold on, a story is kind of formulating here. The Magician, creating something. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So she has been in a cycle where she's been repeating the same thing over and over and over. And spiritually, she was wanting to, I'm getting goosebumps. She was wanting to call in an emotional new beginning, this Page of Cups. But this also talks about emotional immaturity. So it's like she called him in, so to speak, from a place of emotional immaturity, which she needed to like change that. Like like spiritually, her highest self wants her to level up and to stop repeating the same cycles, to stop doing what she's been doing for years and years and years. Um, Pushing her towards this emotional new beginning, pushing her to overcome emotional immaturity. She needs to learn to be a friend to the people that she's in a romantic relationship with. I think that in the past, she wasn't always able to be a friend. That it's kind of like a selfish energy, right? When you mix this Page of Cups, when we're talking about being emotionally immature and then needing to learn to be a better friend, it's like, I think that when things would get kind of difficult or whatever, she would always choose herself. And I think that spirit is wanting to push her to overcome that tendency. The magician is about creating something new, manifesting something. So I do think that this is also about be careful what you wish for because it just might happen. So I think spiritually she was wanting something like this. She was like, it could even be like her highest self being like, I want to be better. I don't want to keep repeating this. And then because of what you wish for, she calls in Ethan, and then this whole 10 of Wands situation begins because growth isn't easy, especially when you have maybe negative patterns of hurting other people. Well, the universe is going to help you overcome that, usually by showing you what that pain feels like so that you know how it feels and then you don't do that to other people anymore, right? Like sometimes the universe will put you in someone else's shoes to rebalance the karma. So that's kinda what's happened. So it's like, be careful what you wish for because she got it, and now she is in this Queen of Pentacles energy of being like having what she wanted, and this is so weird, but I remember out of all the readings I do, I usually forget stuff, but when I read on her in the past, I remember pulling this Queen of Pentacles for her when talking about Wicked, because that was like her dream role. This is her dream. Right now, she's like living her dream. But it feels more like a nightmare. Let me get one more about her spiritual lesson because this is really interesting. The star. Wow. Okay. This is okay. This card has like a couple of meanings. So she is essentially getting everything that she has ever wanted, including the hard lessons that she asked for on some level. Now, this is the energy of being in the spotlight, having everything that you always said that you wanted. But this star card is also about healing after difficulty. So this is talking about her needing to heal to really be able to like appreciate the things that she has. Let's get another one. Money, 10 of Pentacles. Okay. So I think, dang. So the fullness of the story is that she put a lot of her, like when she was manifesting or when she was taking steps to get what she wanted in life, her focus was on, this is wild, money, money and power, fame. But simultaneously, she also was wanting to stop her relationship patterns, stop repeating the same things, which to do that, she would have to stop being emotionally immature. She wanted to learn to be a better friend and to have better friends in her life. And especially when it comes to a romantic relationship, she wanted to be able to count on the person that she was with. But to have that, you also have to have people that can count, they have to be able to count on you too. So it's like these are the lessons. And then be careful what you wish for. So she's basically manifested the perfect storm. She's manifested everything that she ever wanted. And now she's realizing that it's not fulfilling. So that explains the Hermit card. I think that the spiritual lesson for her is that happiness and joy doesn't come from things on the outside. It doesn't come from the starring role or the guy that you on paper said that you wanted to be with. It comes from being emotionally connected and being the person that you can feel good about and you can feel proud to like hold your head up high. So it's not about all these things that she thought it was about. So I think the universe gave her everything she wanted so that she could see how it's not it. Do you know what I mean? How like she has to figure out what actually is worth it. It's giving Hallmark story, like, but in like a different way. It's like she has to learn that like things of the heart are truly what she should be motivated by. Like that's the only thing that'll ever make her happy. So we see her right now looking depleted and when technically she has a starring role, she's got a new album coming out, she has all this money, yet she's in hermit card energy. So she's, I think, having this crisis allegedly of faith, having to realize that like the way she's been living her life isn't going to bring happiness and fulfillment. Oh my gosh, that is deep. Okay, hold on. Gigi, I think they were supposed to be encouraging each other, helping their own growth, but sadly, wands are leading, not cups. Leading with the wands, Penny says, LOL. Yep. Beth, fill up your cup before you feel the wands. Wise words. Wise words to live by. Words to live by. Damn those wands. Get you every time. It always comes back to the wands. It really does. But that's a t-shirt. Fill your cup before you feel the wands. I love it. Period, Beth. Exactly. Oh, that is hilarious. Gigi says makes me think of her Cancer Sun and Capricorn rising. Gigi, oh my gosh, the tea you just spilled. Whoa. Okay, I'm dumbfounded. Totally. Cancer Sun and Capricorn rising. So our rising sign, as we know, as we always talk about, that's like our natural way of being. It's the way we see the world, the way the world sees us. It's our approach to life. Capricorn risings are very business oriented. Their motivation is to build something great. It's to build a legacy, to be the winner, to be on top, which can sometimes be cutthroat, depending on how evolved the person is. Um, wow. So like money, power, and fame, very Capricorn rising. And then Cancer Sun, as we've talked about as well in this channel, that our sun sign, it's what we're here to really like shine in. Like we're supposed to be embracing the positive qualities of our sun sign. And in order to do that, like we continue to like develop those life skills and we have some of those sun sign skills, but that's where a lot of our lessons are. It's a lot of our journey is in, you know, being that sun sign. It's like learning to really master the energy. So if she's here to master being nurturing and her natural approach is to be cutthroat, that wow, okay, Gigi just blew my mind. Blew my mind. That when we apply that chart interpretation to this tarot reading about the spiritual lesson, I think this is like a direct spiritual, like karmic relationship for her. Wow, wow. Wow. When the astrology in the wild just hits you right in the face. Voice of Davis. She also has Venus opposing Pluto in her natal chart. Wow. So romantic relationships are going to be big vehicles of transformation for her spiritually. Thank you, Voices of Davis, for adding that. Oh my gosh. So that's what it is, you guys. That's what this is. That's what this is for her. And she's also having her Saturn return right now, which is a time where we are forced to, Saturn up. And Saturn doesn't pull any punches. Saturn is like the coach, it's the karma. Dang, guys. I'm going to send her light because I think she's got quite the road ahead of her. And it's her karma, so she has to do it, and only she can do it for herself. But I'm just gonna send her light that she rebalances this and finds that, nurturing goodness within because this is intense. For all this to happen during her Saturn return, it really checks out. That is when we have some of our biggest tests, especially if your karma, if you've been good, it's like Santa Claus, like Saturn. It's like if you've been good, you're gonna get a gift. If you've been naughty, you're gonna get some coal. And I think she's experiencing that. So what about Ethan? GG Saturn return sums it all up, doesn't it, though? And I believe Saturn is in her 5th house of dating. I believe. Or is it her 7th house? I I don't remember off the top of my head. I see so many celeb charts, but I wanna say her 5th house of dating, which would be I know that's Justin Bieber's. Anyway, okay. Now, just to see, so we've got her side. I don't know about you guys. I don't care quite as much about Ethan Slater, just being honest. But I am curious to see what the spiritual lesson is for him. Because we just don't know much about him other than the fact that like he left his wife and child for Ariana, which just seems like such a classic, typical, dirtbag thing to do, right? Oh my gosh, Beth. Okay. Well, send me a DM on Instagram. I know we chit chat over there sometimes, Beth. So yeah, or we'll DM. We'll discuss. Sage Moon, I think it's her 3rd house media. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Sage Moon, for sharing that. So that would explain then why all of her business, her karmic business is like right here in People Magazine. Dang. So she's gonna go through this publicly. Okay. Good night, Penny. Sweet dreams. Thanks for being here. You are wonderful too, Penny. You're the best. Sending you a big hug. Okay, Ethan Slater's spiritual lesson. Her business all up in these streets. Oh yeah, all up in these streets. Also, the 3rd house has to do with siblings. Has anybody heard from Frankie Grande lately? Like, what's going on with him? Anyway, that's random, but okay. Let's see. Ethan Slater's spiritual lesson. Let's dig into his energy a little bit. Isn't he in Spam a lot on Broadway right now? Because Michael and I are about to go to New York to finally see the Drew Barrymore show. I think I told you guys about this a long time ago, right before like the strike happened. It was a whole thing. We were supposed to go because we got the tickets at a charity auction thing. Anyway, we're gonna go finally because everything's up and running. We are gonna go the week of January 15th, our wedding anniversary. And we might go see Spam a lot, but if Ethan Slater's in it, I don't know if I can support. I'll just say that. But if I do run into Ariana Grande, I'll let her know. I'm just kidding. I'm like, watch my tarot tea. He's like, you're an insane woman. Okay. Ethan Slater. Temperance. The same card that we got for Gypsy Rose. Just saying. Is there a link? No, I'm kidding. It's about needing to make balanced decisions. Clearly he didn't, right? Clearly he threw away his whole life. I mean, he was with Lily J from when they were in high school, his high school sweetheart, finally had a baby with his high school sweetheart, and basically acted in the opposite of temperance and just was extreme and threw away the whole relationship, the whole family. I mean, it's really tragic. It's very tragic and horrible. And you can't tell me that he's not going to regret that someday if he's not already. Once all this wears off, or once Ariana dumps him, in the future, allegedly for entertainment purposes, don't think that, we can't think that he's not going to someday look back and be like, why did I make that decision? Temperance is being in your highest self. It is making choices that are balanced, head, heart, mind, soul, making the right choices. So he has to learn about that. So I don't think that's going to be an easy road. Yikes. Sage Moon Frankie was on the first season of Big Brother Reindeer Games. Oh my gosh, he was? Do you guys know Jordan Lloyd? By the way, speaking of, she was, I think, one of the hosts of Reindeer Games. She is on the same podcast network as I am, and she's so nice. She's so sweet. I met her in Denver. We sat next to each other at at dinner at like this podcast convention thing that we went to for our network, and we talked about maybe doing like a crossover. So it would be super fun to have her on. She is one of the nicest people, and I know that she was on that show. Anyway, just a little fun fact. Okay, so he needs to be more temperate. He needs to learn about being in alignment and not making those kind of choices out of like spur of the moment. Okay, what else? Or out of temporary passion. Queen of Swords. Okay, Yeah, yikes. So Queen of Swords is being cut off. We also got the King of Swords for her when describing her karma and people not wanting to support her work right now. So he's experiencing a Queen of Swords moment. And I'm going to say this is from his, I think they're just separated because when I looked it up earlier today, it said, it says Ethan Slater married to Lily J 2018. It doesn't say divorce. It doesn't say anything about that. So if you guys have heard that they're separated or getting a divorce, please let me know. But it seems as if she is in this Queen of Swords energy of cutting him off. He is realizing the harsh reality of what happens when you hurt someone. I don't think that it is an easy situation. He's having to go back and forth, seeing his kids. And I think she has every right to be in this Queen of Swords energy. This is like no more Mrs. Nice Woman. It's like I think he's seeing a different side of her, and she is part of what his karma she's, like, helping to deliver his karma, basically, teaching him a lesson that, like, you can't just treat people that way without any consequence. Um, Sage Moon, Frankie's kind of a clout goblin when he's on reality TV. I don't know how he is outside of that, but him looking like Ethan trips me the F out. Well, it's that, who said siblings or was it you, Voice of Davis, said siblings or dating? That was really weird. Gigi, speaking of wands, transiting North Node and Chiron is conjunct Ethan's Mars. No. Do any of these people think about karma before doing foul-ish? You know what's weird at Sage Moon is I don't think they do, which is why because like that's why we have temperance. This is like about needing to do that. But if you don't do that, you're gonna quickly learn that like you have to do that. It's like I feel like he was very sheltered or something and just kind of has this idea that everything's gonna work out for him because I think that in the past it has, because I think he had you know, a great wife, a great life, SpongeBob, like it was like these things that he wanted. It's very niche, right? Like not everybody who looks like him, sings like him is going to be able to get the perfect role of like SpongeBob, but like it seems like his life has really been in a way easy. I don't know his whole backstory, but it just seems like it's flowed. And so I think sometimes when people don't go through anything like that, sometimes they can get a little bit on their high horse and just think they can take whatever they want. And temperance, just like for every action, there's a reaction, that kind of vibe. It's like, no, you can't just do that. It's like just because things have been working out doesn't mean that you can have a big ego and take whatever you want. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting. Okay. What else? What else? Nine of Wands. He is oh, wow. I think that he's unsure about the future because Nine of Wands is like thinking about your future, but it's like taking a little rest. It's taking a pause before making some big decisions, before moving forward. I feel like he's really wondering right now about his future. And that's part of the lesson that he's learning. It's like what happens when you give up something solid and loving for something that's kind of like a fantasy in your mind. And I think he's realizing that, like, he doesn't know what his future holds. Oh my gosh. And with Chiron and, like, with Gigi saying that, oh my gosh, transiting North Node and Chiron conjunct his Mars. So Chiron conjunct your Mars can definitely talk about how your passion, Mars, the decisions that you make in a passionate state, it's like how you hurt people with that. So he may even have, like, some past life energy around doing that to others. Oh my god. And North Node that really amplifies it. His life lessons are really coming to the fore. I mean, they are both this makes so much sense now though, why they why everybody's like, "What is going on with them? They do not look happy." It's like, I just think they are under the weight of their decisions, just getting squished under the weight of their bad choices? All right, let's wrap it up with him. Five of Wands, competition. Oh my god. Okay, guys. So you know how people say, like, the way you get him is the way you're gonna lose him or something? I think that the way the karma is gonna kinda play out is that, she's getting her karma now, I think, with her career, especially because she has that Capricorn rising and the Cancer sun. I think that her karma is being delivered in the form of her career. And, with that North Node 3rd house, I think, or with Saturn in the 3rd house, I think that like the collective, the media, public perception, her career, her finances, the things that she wants most, to be honest, with that Capricorn rising, spirit's gonna hit you where it hurts, if you will. And so she's experiencing the karma there. He's experiencing the karma. Basically, it's gonna be, like, exactly what he did to his wife is gonna be done to him. So, I think Ariana is gonna experience all of that. I think she's gonna wait for Wicked to be over, all that stuff to be overdone with. She's going to meet someone else, 5 of Wands. He's gonna feel this competition. He's going to try to save the relationship, allegedly, for entertainment purposes, and she's gonna dump him. And so then he's gonna experience what his wife experienced. So then that's how his karma is going to basically like clear out. He's going to be put in her shoes. And then, Ariana is going to have learned her lessons through things that she wants being taken away. Because for her, it doesn't seem like it's quite that deep emotionally. This is more about her needing to learn about like her ego and things like that. And like prioritizing the right things in life, like not just material things. Oh my gosh, you guys. I need to sage myself after that. Sage Moon, you got any sage over there? Whoa. Oh my gosh, you guys. During Capricorn season, by the way, and then there was that full moon in Cancer a couple days ago, and that was right around when this photo was taken. I think that she's kind of was reaching like the height of what's going on with this situation. I really think this is all kind of like coming to the foreground of her awareness. Oh my gosh, we haven't seen the last of it though. Wow. All right, what are you guys saying? Let's see. They think with the wand, Gigi. Oh my god. Beth says, "I can't imagine how hard that is." I know. High school sweethearts and then just having a baby, double heartbreaking. Horrible. Like, so devastating. I mean, sending her love, like, Ethan and Ariana, they're gonna work it out. Sending Lily J love and Lily J's baby love. Like, that is just so much to go through. Gigi, I mean, she has had a sketchy dating history, the sketchiest. The sketchiest. It was only a matter of time before she was gonna have to, like, face the consequences of her own actions, right? They're probably reminded of the pain they've caused, and they look at each other. Yep. Sage Moon, I could totally see that. It's like and it doesn't seem like there's a lot of, like, joy, lightness. They're not, like, always smiling and happy. It definitely does feel like they're kind of have this, like, dark cloud over them. Gigi, will they ever get back together with his wife? Well, we can pull a card. We can see. Sage Moon put all the negative energy away. I will. Once I get off this live, I'm gonna go get my sage. We got to. Gotta do what you gotta do. Um Will Ethan ever get back together with his wife? For her sake, I hope not, because I think that she needs to move forward. I don't know how you could really move past this, but each their own. 5 of Wands. Oh my God. Okay. Well, thank you for asking that question, Gigi, because the plot thickens. So, allegedly, for entertainment purposes, not only is Ariana going to dump him, but right around the time when Ariana dumps him and he's wanting to compete to hold on to her, just like his wife was wanting to hold on to him when he left her for Ariana. As soon as this happens, he's going to be like at his lowest learning this lesson. And then he's going to turn to her and try to get her back, which is like so sleazy. It's like, what is she like? Your second choice? While he's doing that, he's going to realize that she's also moved on and he also can't have her. So it's going to be like this karmic thing where as soon as he gets dumped and is ready to go back to her, she's going to have already moved on. Like that window is closed. And so now he's going to have to watch both his wife, his, ex-wife, whatever at the time, move on with another guy and be happy, and Ariana move on with somebody else and be happy. Oh my, the karma, the North Node, Chiron transiting your Mars situation. I mean, the lesson shall be learned. We'll say that. Yikes. You know what? And on the bottom of the deck, lessons, the Hierophant, the teacher. It's a one big fat lesson. This whole thing is just one big lesson. So That's that on that. Yikes. Oh my god, you guys. So no matter how stressful our day gets, at least we're not dealing with that. Okay. My gosh. That was wild. Woo. Well, you guys, this was fun. I really enjoyed speculating, diving into some of these, spicier topics from the true crime to the Taylor of it all to the Ariana situation. Thank you as always for bringing such good tea, for contributing all the astrological aspects and asking great questions as always. You guys are the best. This was so fun. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stage this room and then get some rest. And I hope that you guys are having a good week. Y'all are just the best. Love you, love you. Thank you for being here. This was really fun. Let's see, I'm gonna catch up on y'all's comments, but yep, part of their karmic lesson. Hmm. Agreed, agreed, agreed. Okay. I love you guys. I will talk to you soon. And yeah, have a good rest of the night. Bye. Thank you for being here. Aw, love you guys. Bye, everybody.